stability, grip, quietness. Only one tire can satisfy drivers who demand true performance. Advan. Life can be exciting. Yokohama Tire.
Welcome to the Malaysian Motorcycle Grand Prix, and as you can see, it's a huge crowd, a sea of yellow and blue, most of them supporting Valentino Rossi this weekend. Also, we have our local riders, a huge event. Tickets have been sold out. Malaysian MotoGP!
Go Jack! Go Jack! Aku Jared, you can do it!
He's been in complete control, man, regardless. The checkered is out. Regardless is victorious. It's Mavericks Malaysia!
A very good morning to each and every one of you. Welcome to the Sepang International Circuit for round 2, race 3 of the Malaysia Championship Series 2021. Mio Adlan here will be with you throughout the whole day today, in which that, we would like to invite you guys, should you guys are in the area or should you guys are really interested in watching very good races today, do come down to the Sepang International Circuit, because why? It is free admission for the grandstand, so do not miss this chance to come down here and watch it live for yourself. And don't worry, if you can't make it, make sure you guys tune in to our live streaming on the official Facebook page of Sepang International Circuit. We here down here, we always practice good SOP procedures here. We always have our mask on, we always clean our hands whenever we can, and we always make sure that we are at least 1 meter apart with everyone else. Bear in mind that we are still very much fighting the COVID-19 virus. But whatever it is today, it looks like it's a good day to race. It looks like it's going to be a great day, great Friday for round 2 down here. And I hope that, Jeev, you agree with me down there.
Good morning, Mio. Good morning to everybody. And I just want to thank you, Mio, for a great social distancing on the track there. That's at least 20 meters away from everybody else. That's fantastic stuff. My name is Jeevan Selvanathan, and yes, welcome back to the official live stream for the Sepang International Circuit here on day 2 of the opening double-header event that is setting into motion the Malaysia Championship Series for 2021. As Mio pointed out, round 2, race 3 today, and that means that we've already got some points on the board. We've already had a couple of races, and we've already seen a lot of thrills, spills, and action that only the Malaysia Championship Series can bring. Just a quick shout out, of course, to the people that have brought racing back to the Sepang International Circuit, our official fuel partner, BH Petrol, official partner, Yokohama, and support, of course, from KBS as well. Those grandstands, as Mio pointed out, are free access if you are fully vaccinated. And once again, as he pointed out, make sure that you have all of your vaccination details. Malaysia, almost a fully vaccinated country now, in the global perspective. Make sure you turn up here and, of course, keep to the SOPs and protocols as well, which is social distancing, as he said. keeping your hands clean, and of course wearing a mask and not getting into big gatherings of people. If you do that, come up and enjoy the racing. 2 races happening today. I can tell you now that the track on this wonderful sunny day, as you can see, has already been inspected. That happened this morning. Track inspection, scrutineering, all the admin, race management has been done, ready for racing. We're just a few minutes away now from the race 3, as we said. Round 2, the start of round 2, and race 4 will be later this afternoon at 4:15. This is the first of the doubleheader events. The second, which will encompass rounds 3 and 4, will be on December the 15th and December the 16th. And you can mark those down on your calendar. And in between these 2 race events, of course, these wonderful touring cars are also going to be in action for the famous Sepang 1,000 kilometer. That's going to be on November 27th. I'll tell you more about that as we get through the day. Right now, as you can see, the cars out on track, and while they're out on track getting ready for their formation lap, is a brief summary of exactly what happened yesterday, which was in touring production. Alif Hamdan is on an R&D mission. We're looking to see whether he can get the fastest lap that he can. Right now, he's on 2:26.953. That is the fastest lap we've seen so far in the Malaysia Championship Series 2021. He's on 23 points with a 4th and a 1st in the 2 races yesterday. In MTC, now that's quite a battle there, because 23 Motors, the most successful team from day one, is topping the standings as it stands now. Abdul Makal, Abu Bakar Banafi in that Toyota Vios with 22 points, and that has come from 2 finishes, which was a 2nd and a 3rd. They're tied with Ronnie Risman on 22. Leona with a solo win in the 1st race with 15 points. Chin Hua Lip with the win in the 2nd race is tied in 3rd there with another 15. In SB1, huge battle, but again, 23 Motors, the most successful team from day one. 24 total points for Abdul Qatir and Baron Sim, and that's from 2 fantastic 2nd place finishes. Reliability and consistency is what it's all about. There's another 23 Motors car that did even better yesterday. The only double winner in SB2, Mitchell Chia and Adi Rahimi, dynamic duo as I call them in terms of a driving combination. They put all their skills to good use and came up with the magic 30, 2 15-point wins. And that puts them on top of the table in SB2. Putra Adam and Hayden Heikel, that's R Engineering and Nisa Racing, tied behind them on 12 points, and DNT Tune and Tedco Racing tied on 10 points, again from some good podium finishes for all of them. So 23 Motors currently leading the standings in MTC, SB1 and SB2, and that's going to be the team to beat. And of course, we know the drivers to beat as well. We're going to be getting onto the grid to have a chat with these drivers, as we always do. That's Alif Hamdan there. Must have heard me. I can't see him with any headphones, but of course I'm on the tannoys as well. If you do come up to the grandstand, then there is a big screen right in front, and you lucky people, you get to hear me commentate throughout the entire race out there as well. So it's not just on the official live stream, but it's up here as well. Good day out if you want to join us up here. Alif Hamdan with the greatest R&D mission that I think I've seen so far in the MCS. Being the sole entrant in touring production, it really is that R Engineering car, that Civic FC, that is pushing the limits. Try that one there. A beautiful livery, by the way, with the dark blue, but is looking to push the limits as to this season. That car deserves to be, I suppose, if it was going to be a sole entrant in touring production, that's the car to have, because in the last full run season of the MCS, in 2019, that was the car that won the championship. That was also the car that won the one-off event last year at the height of the pandemic, the Merdeka 2020 event with in conjunction with the MSF competition. Well, R Engineering and Lai Wei Singh won that non-championship point race as well. So that's the car to watch in touring production. Of course, in SB1, well, everyone's hoping that Ken Urata can pull out another win. Came up with the goods in race 2 yesterday. Unfortunately, the winner from the earlier race, Shazuli Hisham from Empire M Racing, was a DNF, and there was another DNF as well, or quite a few in the afternoon. We'll get to them as we go through. So definitely, maybe another win for Ken Urata. There's a lot of fighting happening in SP1. SP2, of course, everyone's going to be trying to knock the double winners off the top, Mitchell Chia and Adi Rahimi. And we'll get to those permutations in just a minute, because I think we're going to get down right now to the grid where Mio is talking to the drivers.
Yes, I'm together with Mitchell Chia here. Strong performance you had yesterday. Are we definitely going to see a repeat of what you did yesterday versus today?
It's definitely going to be tough because of for today we have the 30 kilos extra ballast on the car, so it's going to definitely feel heavier and maybe lose a bit of speed on the straight, especially against these guys. So I'm here to enjoy and of course try to replicate what we did yesterday and do the best that we can and achieve the best result. Yeah.
Any special tactics? The fact that you are carrying that extra weight on you throughout throughout the whole race today?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Any extra tactics or special tactics that you have reserved in order to accommodate that extra weight that you have?
No, not really. Just drive. You know, try to compensate the handling of the car with the weight now, especially with extra 30 kilos is a lot for cars like this. So yeah, I'll definitely push the hardest and do the best that I can. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Good luck to you, Mitch.
Thank you.
Back to you, Jeev.
Thanks a lot, Mio, and a great point there raised by Mitchell Chia, very experienced touring car racer, not just in Malaysia, but in the region as well. Success ballast, if you do win in the MCS after race 2, then there's success ballast that is added to the first, second, and third finishing cars. 30 kilos for the first, 20 kilos for the second, and 10 kilos for the third. And if you love motorsport and you know about power to weight ratios, which is what makes all these cars move, adding 30 kilograms to a touring car chassis is, as Mitchell Chia said, a situation that needs to be addressed, because you're going to have a heavier car going into the corners, and definitely a heavier car going up the straights as well. Now, back down to the grid. Let's see who Mio is talking to next.
Yes, I'm here with Husna down here, who actually had a change of mind yesterday. She was racing in the SP2 category, and now she has actually jumped into the MTP category. Now, why the change of class?
Okay, actually we have a problem with the clearance of the car, because SP2 it needs some sort of a height to it. In order for us to change for it, it's too last minute because we don't have the tools and everything. So we just decided to upgrade the class instead.
All right, and definitely you're able to compete and show the best that you can among the other MTP cars down here today?
Let's hope so too. I'm looking forward for that as well.
All right, good luck to you, Husna.
Thank you.
All right, Jeev.
Thanks a lot, Mio. Great to hear from Nurul Husna, sharing that car with Natasha Sita, the NISA Racing number 58, and a very inventive strategy there to get over that clearance problem by moving up a class into MTC. So 5 competitors in MTC now, and there are some big battles happening in that category. So they've kind of just jumped out of the frying pan into the fire, but let's see how they do in today's race. Sun is beginning to peak its, well, just shine, I guess, onto the grid, and that's exactly what we need. Of course, you know, yesterday we thought it was maybe going to rain in the afternoon. That might happen again this afternoon, but I think all these drivers are going to be very happy with a nice dry track this morning. And as they get ready for their formation lap and the boards come out, let's get back down to the grid with Mio.
All right, I'm together down here with Danny Chin. Yesterday, a bit of a mixed feeling. You started off, you know, not so great in the morning, but you actually came back and actually got podium first place yesterday. So how did that make you feel?
Yeah, now I feel very great, okay? We'll fight for podium again, of course, definitely.
Okay, and you think you're definitely going to do better this time around, both race 3 and 4 today, you think?
I cannot say anything yet, because anything can happen, but I'll try my very best.
Yeah. All right, we wish you the best of luck. Have a great race.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, Jeev.
Thanks a lot, Mio. Danny Chin, highly experienced driver that we've seen over the last few years, always in and about the podium positions and points, and only 7 points off the lead right now as we start into race 3. So plenty to fight for. 15 points for win, of course, 12 for second, 10 for third, and then it drops down. Now, just talking before we get into that, it's not the only thing happening up at the Sepang International Circuit. There's stuff for you as well. If you want to put your own fastest lap down, then check that out. You can fulfill your need for speed at SIC's Open Track Day. Book online, www.sepangcircuit.com. just one of the many initiatives set up here. Make your day out at this FIA Grade 1 circuit more enjoyable. And there's another one. Go-karting skills at the Sepang International Kart Circuit. Inquiries email to inquiries at sepangcircuit.com. There is Leona Chin, winner from race 1. And of course didn't finish race 2, and we found out why that was. It was actually Leona's team that got in touch with some information. There was an accident that affected the front right of that car. Couldn't get it fixed in time, so in terms of pace, that Tedco Racing Suzuki Swift should be on the money today. And of course she, same position as Danny Chin there, 7 points off the lead. There's Chaotek Xiong, second in SP1 in the standings right now, 4 points off the lead of 23 Motors. I think a lot of these drivers and teams are going to be gunning for that 23 Motors team. Now there's the car that showed some great consistency and reliability right till the closing stages of race 2. And unfortunately had to retire, was on the way to getting another top position. Because of that, Seoul win in third in SP1 currently in terms of the standings. Now, based on the amount of people on the grid, I'm saying we're about 5 minutes to 3 minutes, maybe. There's a klaxon that will come off with that board. Go from 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute to 30 seconds, and everyone will clear the grid. Just trying to get an idea now as to which board that is. And it's the 3-minute board. So extra personnel will now be asked to leave the grid. And as we get down closer to the race start, it'll just be cars, drivers, and mechanics themselves will leave as well. There's that, you could say, default current defending champions. Of course, there wasn't championship last year. That was the last car to win touring production outright. Different calendar this year, of course, just like all the sports you've seen. So many sports have come back. With NBA, cricket, there's football, and all of them with slightly changed seasons. Same thing here. It used to be that the Malaysia Championship Series would run March, April, June, September, with the finale being a 300-kilometer endurance race. Now both these, well, it's 8 races still, but now packed into these double-header events. And it was a very solid start yesterday from all of them. We were very happy, very thankful to not have any serious shunts. There were shunts, of course, that took cars out of the running, Leona and Tedco Racing, for example, but there's a lot of action out on the curbs as well. But thankfully, everyone got around in good stead. Well, should be down to the 1-minute board now. And there's still that great buzz around the paddock and the entire circuit and having Malaysia's National Touring Car Championship back in action for 2021. Weather still holding up. You can see a tiny bit of heat haze there. Down there's the 1-minute board. Safety car be ready to roll off that grid in a second. Shouldn't have to do much weaving. The track temperature is going to be rapidly heating up now. So the cars, as always, will complete their formation lap out on the back straights. After turn 14, we'll get into formation for a mass rolling start around turn 15. Of course, one of the other things that we saw a lot of yesterday was flags that we don't usually see at the Malaysia Championship Series. And that was the black and white flag. Unsportsmanlike conduct from Amir Harris Jeffrey. I'm sure that's been sorted out by race control now. We didn't see the most common flag in motorsport, which is the yellow, full course yellow, thankfully. And obviously nobody wants to see a red flag or a black flag hoping for another good, fair race today. So they roll off the grids, engines humming again. There is the circuit, 5.543 kilometers of internationally renowned asphalt, 15 corners at 927 meters straight, mirrored by the back straight. That's why so many drivers from so many different classes of motorsport love to come here to this Asian hub of motorsport. Now back open again. Been a good couple of months it's been open. A lot of other two wheels and four wheel championships have taken part. Now let's have a look at the grid. Alif Hamdan, as expected, the top from our engineering. Ken Urata joining him from that great win in race 2 yesterday. That's row 1. Shazuli Hisham and Chao Tek Song in row 2. Abdul Kati and Baron Sim and Leona Chin in row 3. And just going through those again, there's row 4, Chin Walip and the Abdul Kal and Abu Bakr in row 4, Ronnie Risman, Nurul Husna in row 5, Richard Chia and Imran Rafi in row 6. Row 7, that was a fighting car, that number 13, Hayden Heikel and Adam Khaled from Nisa Racing. Meharis Jeffrey joining them. Row 7, Putra Adam with a good finish yesterday. Row 8, Noor Adi and Mohammed Farik. Kina Motorsport in 16 car also joining them. Noor Adli and Kifli Othman in row 9, and Eddie Liu and William Ho joining them. And finally, row 10, Chai Kok Ho and Aswan Zulkifli, 19th and 20th. 20 cars that are starting the season. A lot of big names couldn't quite make it for the start of this season. Maybe we'll see them a little bit later on. Maybe we'll see them next season, the likes of Akid Azli, Brendan Paul, Farid Sani, Mark Darwin, of course, former champion. Nasri Saad's another one as well. And a beautiful sunny day, sunny morning, I should say. I'm gonna hope the weather stays like this throughout the day. Might be a bit of an ask, seeing as how this year the MCS starting so late in the calendar year, usually done and dusted by now. We'll wait and see. So as they get through turn 14, as expected, there's the formation. Getting themselves ready. Rolling starts so different from fixed starts, as you can imagine. And all getting themselves into nice, neat and tidy order. Now the first 2 starts, of course, were dominated by that number 72, our engineering Civic. Just powered off the line, absolutely no contenders coming into turn 1. Let's see if Ken Urata has anything. He had a great start in race 2 yesterday, jumped up 4 places, now starting in 2nd spot. So they come around turn 15, and the lights should go green. Just like that, and the Malaysia Championship Series round 2, race 3 is on. Everyone piling off to the right. Once again, Alif Hamdan has powered his way to the front. Ken Urata holding position well. It's another good start from him. And there seems to be a bit... Oh, there's big contact there between 2 of the MTCs. In fact, that looks like Mitchell Chia. That's that 23 Motors car. Well, this could really affect the race because there's some damage done there as well. That starting procedure, I'm sure, is too close to the official start to not be checked out. Well, that's not good. That's Leona out again. She's not going to be happy with that. Just spinning her wheels in the gravel, trying to get back on. That was some serious contact. Unlucky stuff. So far, been a couple of cars that have not led the most charmed life. That's really unlucky for Leona. We hope she can get her race back on track. If not, she's going to have to look towards the afternoon. These are precious points. Could be missed. Anyway, getting back on track. Everyone else seems to have got away well enough. Into turn 9. That is Ken Urata. That's Abdul Qadir behind him. Empire M. Zuli Hisham Harun behind him. Now there is Mitchell Chia. And all does not look right with that Honda Jazz. Meanwhile, right at the front, as we see some really close racing. That's turn 14. Absolutely nothing between these three right now. That's Chao Tek Song, Shazul Hisham in the silver car in the middle, Ken Urata at the front, Lai Wei Sing in the pits, head of the R Engineering team. So as they come to complete their first lap and start their second lap, Alif Hamdan, by the way, in the fastest lap award, has already put down as his first lap at 2:29.791. That's incredible. That's great. Wow, here's this battle again at turn 1. That was a great move by Qadir to get in on the inside. He's found the racing line. He's now defending the racing line from Tek Song and Hisham Harun. Great move by 23 Motors again. But you feel that there's possibly a lot more in that battle. So Mitchell Chia, unsurprisingly, coming straight into the pits. Something is going on with the left rear of that car. It's never good when two big names have a shunt, get some contact at any point of the track. The only thing we can take from it is the fact that it is a bit early in the race. And this is absolutely neck to neck between Shazul Hisham and Chao Tek Song. Tek Song had to back away on that corner because it was just too fast. He couldn't find the line. He couldn't get enough of his car up to conquer that line either. Into turn 9. A little bit of daylight being created between these three now. This is the battle for 5th overall, or in fact 3rd. So Mitchell Chia maybe didn't get away with that contact. We thought he did. It did look like all the MTCs were packing up pretty tightly behind the SB1s and TP start. But this is the big battle right now. That is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th overall, and 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in class for SP1. That's the entire SP1 class right now, separated by just 2.1 seconds. Not surprisingly, Race Control are taking that, officially stamped that incident. Number 6, Leona Chin. 1, 2, 3, Mitchell Chia. Now the only thing happening ahead of these four that you're hearing is from that car. Alif Hamdan on his personal fastest lap. And that is Mitchell Chia walking off into the pits, so I don't think we're going to be seeing anything more from that class standings topping team right now. Here is the start again. Now you can see all the Touring Production SP1s all getting away very clear, but just look at the top of your screen at the SB2 and MTC. It's all looking a little bit too close. And I can just see Mitchell Chia on the inside. He comes out, says, actually, I have to say, that looks like it was Mitchell's fault. He came out into the line of Leona Chin. And it was Leona that came off worse from that, being stuck in the trap. I think that's how race control are going to see it. It certainly looked that way. Mitchell broke off to the right of the grid and then came streaming through cars. Well, there's no way that the Tedco Racing number 6 could have seen that. But still, I'm not race control. Race control are going to determine what happens there. Now looking a little bit further back on the track. That looks like Amir Harris Jeffries, number 45, if I'm right. Any reason? In fact, it isn't. That's Imran Wafi Adnan. It's a DNT tune. Behind them is the 888 car from Kino Motorsport. This is for 12th and 13th overall. Just 1 second between them. And that's brewing into something for 5th and 6th in class in SB2. Just checking to see. That looks like Eddie Liu. Just heard the car number 6, which is Leona Chin's Tedco, has changed tires in the pits. Maybe she's out again. Right now, it's not just Mitchell Chia and Leona Chin that are logged down as being in the pits, but Ronnie Risman is also in the pits. Second. And the other news to come from that incident turn 1 is that Mitchell Chia's 23 Motors Honda Jazz might not be returning. That's not 100% confirmed yet, but seeing as how we've got that news and we saw Mitchell walking off in a non-track direction, I have to say it's not looking good for them. So they got 30 points in yesterday. That's what they're going to have to look at and hopefully try and build on that for this afternoon's race. But this is a great opportunity for everybody else in SB2 to catch up some points. But in that case, of course, it has to be Hayden Heichel and Adam Khalid from Lisa Racing currently topping SB2. That's Ken Urata currently topping SB1 and second overall in classification. Finding his rhythm is Ken Urata, a very experienced driver in MCS. We've seen him in and about the points positions for the last few years. Had a couple of troubles in race 1, but came through nicely, confidently, pretty solidly as well in race 2 to take top honors and 15 points. And hot on his tail is the most reliable car from yesterday's day 1. Abdul Qatir and Baron Sim together have put together 24 points. Now topping SB1. Now that is Ronnie Risman's number 5, and interestingly enough, there he is. Still sitting in the car, which is good news at least. And that car got the best news because the best news will be out on track. Now Ken Urata is going to be keeping, or trying to keep, that daylight between himself and Abdul Qatir. And that number 34 in position is closing in on both of them. Into turn 1. This car that was so consistent yesterday came up with a win. Sadly had to retire in race 2. Looking and hungry for points. That's still a fair bit of distance he's got to catch up. Ken Urata is putting on the Jets now, trying to build up as much of a gap as he can. Chao Tek-song also just hanging in there. It used to be 6 seconds between these cars. Well, now it's, well, it used to be, sorry, 4 seconds behind these cars. Now it is about 6 seconds. 1 between Urata and Katir, 2 between Katir and Hisham, and 3 between Hisham and that car there, Chao Tek-song. Still plenty of racing to come, 44 minutes on the race clock. If you are new to the Malaysia Championship Series, there is a compulsory pit stop that will turn up between the 25th and 40th minute. All cars have to make that stop. How you make it and when you make it is going to really significantly impact your result. Now, we heard that new tires are being put onto that number 6 Tekka Racing car with Leona at the wheel, but still in the pits according to our race computer. These transponders on these cars don't lie. That's where that car is. Still not out yet, stuck at the 2-lap mark. So everybody else now generally starting their 5th lap. Pit window will be open from 11:40, that is in about 9 minutes. So the positions in all classes will get jumbled up as each of them come in to make that pit stop. No refueling allowed in the MCS. Really it's about tire and aero and driver change, of course. That's Eddie Liu, was in the middle of a lot of battles yesterday, race 1 and race 2. Still managed to come up with 3rd spot in race 1. That's the R Engineering car. Adam, also a good finish in race 2 yesterday. So, with some of the big names still in the pits after that turn 1 incident off the start, how do we look in terms of standings? Well, Ken Urata still topping SP1. Danny Chinhua Lep in 6th overall, but topping MTC. And before I get to the rest of that, just to announce that Race Control have quickly come up with a determination about that incident at turn 1, and that is a 1-minute penalty is going to be added to that 23 Motors Mitchell Chow and Adi Rahimi car. If it's not competing anymore in this race, if it's out of this race, and I said we're just waiting for confirmation on that, then that is going to have to be served at another time. 60-second. Wow, that's a lot of time in touring car racing. And this is Nur Husna, Nisa Racing up to the MTC category. How are they doing in the MTC category? Well, very well, actually 2nd in class right now, 15th overall, but that's a podium finish if they can keep it. Natasha Sita will be getting back in the car. We found out yesterday with our interview with her. Looking forward to getting back in that car as well after a sizable absence. She's going to look to maintain that pace, keep that 2nd spot. 3rd in MTC, the 23 Motors Mikhail Benafi Toyota Vios. 1:42, they are about 8 seconds behind. Ronnie Risner and Leona Chin, as we saw, both still in the pits. That is Eddie Liu. Great performance yesterday, really in the thick of it. Coming into turn 9. Imran Wafi Adnan, who was actually in those battles with him. So this is almost a replay of some of the scrapping that we saw in race 1. Alef Hamdan has meanwhile, well, I think that's confirmation that both of them are going to be out. That's Leona Chin and Mitchell Cha, and both of them looking like they're talking through exactly what happened in that incident. Massively unlucky for Leona. She was really looking forward to adding to that win in race 3. She's got another chance later on today. So I think we take it for confirmed information as Imran Wafi with a great move on the inside at turn 15. This is what they were doing yesterday in race 1. Picked up where they've left off. Great move. Once you have that line in a touring car, it's not so easy to break off it and win back that track position. Not like an F1 car. It's not like a Le Mans prototype where you can pick and choose pretty much any line that you want. When you throw a touring car into a corner, it's going to hit that line. And it's going to take all of your power just to keep it on that line. Meanwhile, up at the front, how is the R&D going for Alef Hamdan? Well, 2:29.513 was his last lap. 2:28.8 was his best lap. So already getting faster. 7 laps completed, about to start his 8th. And so far, just looking to maintain that pace at 2:29. Just behind him, well, it's not going to be Ken Urata, I can tell you that. That fight is going on a little bit back. That is Azwan Zulkifli, who's now been lapped. Showing the blue flag, got out the way nicely and let Alef Hamdan through. Alef now should be coming up to Abdul Mikhail. And the 23 Motors 223, that'll be the next back marker for him. Pit window is going to be open in 3 minutes. Ken Urata is the solo driver up at the front, just behind this car now. Second, Abdul Katir should be handing over to his trusted partner in crime, Baron Sim. Shazul Hisham will be handing over the steering wheel to Shahrizal Jamaluddin. Those cars, those guys getting ready now. Well, was that 1, 2, 3 car was in the middle of that incident off the start. Well, that's how it breaks sometimes in racing. Sometimes you get good, easy, consistent runs. Sometimes you get in the thick of a battle, and sometimes you even find yourself in the gravel pit. Hayden Heichel should be at the wheel of that car. Nice entrance into turn 1. Good line through turn 2. Just see there as it went through turn 2, kind of G-force and sideways pull that these drivers are facing, these high touring car chassis. Danny Chin heading up MTC. Currently lapping at 2:43.569. And is really a country mile ahead of second placed All-Star right now. Almost a minute, in fact. He's going to be hoping to maintain his pace as we come up to the pit window that's going to be open in 1 minute. That's Eddie Liu. No, sorry, that's actually Hayden Heichel. 4 seconds behind Danny Chin. Now there are 5 cars that have moved on to their 9th lap. Hamdan, Kenurata, Shazul Hisham, Abdul Qatir and Charles Exxon. Nobody has cut into the pits just yet. Pit window is now open. So, has to say that Kenurata with a 6-second gap over Shazul Hisham. I don't know if that's enough to come in early. Maybe you'll stay out a little while longer, get a couple more hot laps down. That looked like the 23 Motors garage. Around turn 15. Number 85, Lisa Racing on the Jazz. First time we've been seeing Honda Jazzes in the lineup. Many cars have made their way through to the Malaysia Championship Series. There's a great ST Wangan team from Singapore. I remember a couple of years back with that AMG Mercedes. Generally speaking, when it comes down to touring cars, this is your car, the Honda Civic FD2R. So, turn 15. That looks like that battle that was raging between the 888 Kino Motorsports car, or Adli, or Arif should be, at the wheel of that, just behind him. Hugo Chai pushing it, looking, that is for position. 7th and 8th in class in SB2. Hugo Chai looking to make it 7th. Well, that's the proof that is in fact Baron Sim that started in that car. They're always listed as being Abdul Qatir and Baron Sim. Of course, it's completely up to the team as to which driver goes first. So Baron Sim has been creating all the pace. And now Qatir is going to come and try and push it a bit further. They're currently in 4th. And that car is now in the pits. There's the change. Sim out. Qatir in. The most reliable and successful car from day one. Look at all that smoke, dust coming off those brake discs. They haven't been used for about 18 months. You can tell racing cars need racing circuits and the other way around. Now, it looks like that stop is going just well. Now that looks like behind them Chao Tae-seong. In fact, I checked, and it is. So Chao Tae-seong has come in for the early pit. Kenurata, as suspected, has stayed out for another lap, as has Shazul Hisham Harun. Meanwhile, making his way through the back markers, that is Alif Hamdan. So, roughly halfway in the race, and we'll be back with the second half and the rest of the pit window in just a minute. Stay with us on the official live stream of the Sepang International Circuit.
Run towards your dream, because the moment you stop running, the moment you stop fighting, is the day you lose it. That dream is not going to wait and say take a breather. It's going to say come catch me. Catch me if you can.
Yokohama.
Welcome to the Sepang International Circuit, and of course this is the Shell Malaysia Motorcycle Grand Prix. As you can see, people are starting to walk into the welcome center. We have about 100 over vendors here today. It's going to be an awesome weekend here at Sepang Circuit.
Okay guys, hari ni keadaan sini semua pilihan saya tengok dan saya doakan yang terbaik semua pelumba, termasuk Malaysia, ada Rodin, Ki, Syarin dan semua-semua yang terlibat lah.
Welcome back to the official live stream of the Sepang International Circuit, the second half of the Malaysia Championship Series Round 2, Race 3, building on two great races on day one yesterday, and sunny days up here at the Sepang International Circuit. As you can see, all of the four classes of cars are now making their way into the pit lane to fulfill the requirements for the compulsory stop that every car must make. And we've currently got, I can tell you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 cars of the 20 are in there. Lots of incidents so far. We've had a good battle in SP1 and SP2. Alif Hamdan is still the lone entrant in TP touring production, setting some good times. This R&D experiment of his, 229.968. Fastest he's put down so far, 226.953, and that's the fastest lap we've seen so far this season. There is Leona Chin. Unfortunately, was involved in an incident with Mitchell Chiao's 23 Motors on turn 1. They have since been penalized for that, as it was their fault, and that means a second shunt in the row for Leona. Should be looking for a much better race this afternoon once they get a new wheel onto that Tedco Suzuki Swift. So Ken Urata, leading SP1, is now in the pits, I can tell you. And that means that number 34 Empire M Racing, Hisham, has now moved into SP1, and we get to hear from Leona Chin as to that incident. She's down talking to me in the pits.
Talk us through what happened at turn 1 at the start of the race. Tell us.
At the start of the race, I was already side by side with Uncle Danny, and after that, right before the corner, I was already slowing down, and just when I was about to turn, the car behind suddenly hit me, and I spun out and stuck in the gravel. I was trying to recover by myself, see whether I can still start the car, but then the car couldn't move, so the recovery came and pulled the car out. I still think that I still can go, but once I went into turn 4, the brakes were gone, so there was damage. After checking the car outside, the very big impact, and then after coming out of the car, I saw that the body already torn and it's very badly damaged, and my hose for the brake has torn out due to the impact. And then now we are trying to rush for the race 4, so we're going back to the workshop to get the parts.
Yeah, and as you said, that there's a lot of things that needs to be done on the car right now due to the impact that you had, a lot of problems that you are trying to rectify right now. Do you think that you will be able to participate to race in race 4 later?
Yeah, I trust the technicians here, and they are very good. Yesterday's accident, they didn't show on the camera, but it was quite big impact also. I got nudged at turn 6, and I went into the gravel just a bit, but that impact destroyed my oil cooler and also my splitter. And after that, I had to call it a day, and we had to fix the car until 2-3 a.m. to get the parts and repair the car. And today is another day. I thought it's going to be a great day, and just at the turn 1, so unfortunate. But I'm really sorry to my sponsors, because I was really, hoping to get a podium for them, because they are really hoping that I could get a win today. So race 4, I will try my best. My technicians also are doing their best they can, and we hope that the driver standards are better than this.
Okay, so we do hope, on behalf of all your fans out there and all the fans of racing, we do hope that we can see Leona back in race 4 later. Good luck to you, and hopefully everything is well.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, back to you, Jeep.
Thanks a lot, Mion. There you go, an insight into exactly what is happening in these teams. If you do have a shunt, there is just not much time in this really compacted schedule to get those parts out. They were working on that first shunt for Leona up to about 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday. Now they've got about 4 or 5 hours to go out and get those parts and come back and get that Tedco Racing Suzuki Swift ready, because of course they want podiums. There's sponsors, there's all sorts of pressures on these teams. We wish Tedco Racing the best of luck and hope to see them on the grid later on this afternoon. Of course, Leona hopefully on the podium as well for that. Meanwhile, back on the track, Alif Hamdan is having an absolute ball in the sun at Sepang. No problems for him so far. He's been dismissing the back markers. 13 laps completed for him, and looks like he's speeding up now, looking to try and push that fastest lap that he's already set for the championship. That was yesterday. It was a 2:28.42 and a 2:26.953. Currently today, 2:29.433. So best of luck there. That is the leader of the MTC category and currently third overall, Danny Chin. Very experienced driver, knows what to do from here. He's hoping that that car can just keep delivering. Just as I say that, a little bit of a wobble from Danny getting into turn 15. I think he was just setting himself for the pit lane. So this is his compulsory pit stop. And based on the fact he's got a clear lap, I think, ahead of the, well, I mean, the standings up in the air right now because of all the pit stops. We'll get back to them in a second and look at the last final gambit for this race. This was the winner of race 1 yesterday. Overall as well, not just in SP1. Empire M Racing, first time we've seen them in the MCS, so a lot of success coming their way. Very unfortunate with their DNF in race 2. Into the pits for their compulsory stop as well. So 4 of the top 5 overall classification cars are now in the pits, making sure of their stop. And don't forget that if you won yesterday, then it's not just success balance. It's not just 20 kilograms or 30 kilograms of excess weight that is strapped to your car as a balance of performance measure. It's also, for this year, additional pit stop times as well. So if you won a race, it's an extra 15 seconds that you have to stay in for your compulsory stop. It's another 12 seconds if you were first runner-up and 8 seconds for second runner-up. So very challenging pit stop procedures if you are a winning car in the MCS. I think we're just getting another interview ready, and it looks like it's going to be the other half of the story from that turn 1 incident, the first major shunt. We also heard from Leona just exactly how much damage came from that shunt, because it was a high impact thing. It's almost just T-barred straight into it off the corner. So Mitchell Chian, 23 Motors, carrying a lot of momentum, and Leona, of course, was slowing down. We didn't see much damage from outside with the cameras, but according to her, there's a lot of internal things broken. But anyway, let's get down to the pits, find out the other half of that story from Mitchell Chia, who's talking to Mio.
Exactly, Jeev. I'm now together with Mitchell to actually tell us the story about what happened exactly at turn 1 at the start of the race. Mitch, what happened?
I lost a position at the start to Hayden, and so I tried to get it back into turn 1 when he left the door open. So I saw the opening was there, and I went a bit too deep on my braking, and I just braked too late, and it was my own mistake. And unfortunately, Leona was there, and I took her out with me. I did not want to get anyone involved with my mistake, but I already apologized to Leona that it was my mistake, and I feel sorry for the team, and definitely will come back stronger in race 2. Yeah.
All right. And earlier this morning, I did ask you again expectations, because again yesterday was a bit of a clean sweep for you, getting first for both race 1 and race 2. Unfortunately, race 3 you had to retire. But what does this mean for race 4? Obviously, you're going to be back out in race 4, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can't always be winning, right? Yeah. So this is racing. Anything happens. So now we just have to fight harder for the championship, especially think about the long run. And for the last race later today, we'll be starting right from behind, and for sure we'll be going for the win. Yeah.
All right. Okay, whatever it is, good luck to you in race 4. So just have a good rest and just prep for the next one then. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Mio. Have a good rest. Probably, yes, for 3 or 4 hours, because again, they're also pushed 23 motors, not just in that class, but they've got 3 cars that they're running. So hopefully we get to see them up and running. But as Mitchell Chia, very experienced touring car driver, said, you can't win them all. That's very true. And it's also good to see the camaraderie between the drivers in the MCS. These guys know each other so well. They've known each other for so many years. They know this track really well as well. And the first thing Mitchell did was get out of the car and apologize to the owner, because it was clearly his fault. And we saw that as well. So good to see that seems to be resolved. And we can just wish the best for 23 Motors and Tedco Racing to get their cars as an SP2 entrant for 23 Motors and an MTC entrant for Tedco up and running before 4:15. How important and significant is that race 4 going to be this afternoon now? Remember, after this, there's going to be another doubleheader event on the 15th and 16th of December, and that's it. 4 more races after this. So they're all going to be looking to put as many points as they can on the table for their respective classes today, in the morning in this session, and in the afternoon. And that's the way you put points on the board in MCS. Great move from that number 34 Empire M Racing car. Should be Sharizal Jamaluddin behind the wheel of that now. That, as you can see, this is the battle for first in SP1, second, third, fourth, and fifth overall. But you'd have to say at this stage of the race, it's a good time. Well, that is the biggest impact that we may have ever seen at the MCS, and we're going to have to get a story on that. That looked like the 888 Kino Motorsport car. Noor Adli and Kifli Othman, I do hope they are all right, because that car is completely flipped. Wow. Just saying, at the start of this race, we were very lucky yesterday to not have some big impacts. The flags are coming out now. I'm not surprised if we saw our first full course yellow for the season, because we need to find out what happened to that car. Looked to me like it was one of the Kino Motorsports, either the 88 or the 888. Yeah, it looks like the 88 car. I really hope that if that was a complete flip, then I really hope that the drivers of that car at the time are all right. Wishes going out. We'll get you an update on that just as soon as we can. Pit window now closed. This is the final gambit for round 2, race 3. Now, another big story while we get you some updates on that massive flipped car. Up at the front in touring production, Alif Hamdan has put in a 2:28.808 previously, but has just lapped at 5 minutes and 36 seconds. So if we thought 3 minutes yesterday was a bad time for an MCS car, 5 minutes 36, that looks like there's something definitely wrong. The R engineering car, safety car definitely out as we thought. And there you go. The yellows are out. Unsurprisingly, I'm sure there's going to be debris on the track. And that really just goes to show you kind of velocity and speeds that these cars are pulling. You never really get to see it because of moving cameras. You think, well, okay, that's as fast as they can go on screen, but they are pushing 140 miles an hour on the straights. Couldn't really identify where that flip happened either. We're just going to have to wait for the safety car and the safety procedures to be fulfilled to get you any information that we can. So a big shunt right at the start between Mitchell Chia and Leona Chin. That led to a lot of damage to the Tedco Racing Suzuki Swift. They're hoping to get that ready for the afternoon race. Mitchell Chia, Adi Rahimi also had a lot of problems in terms of their car afterwards. They had to pull in and retire from the race, 2 big names. But now it looks like no Adli, no Arif. So that looks, and they're just gathering, rushing to the scene. Idea as to where that car went off. So high drama in round 2 of race 3, right in the closing stages of the race. Now what will happen under this full course yellow? As usual, they will clear the debris from the track, make sure the car and occupant are removed. And then the safety car will pull in. No overtaking allowed under full course yellow. While we have this time, just a reminder, of course, if you want to find out more about the Malaysia Championship Series, any of the drivers and teams, then get onto the official website, www.sepangscircuit.com, and of course, like, support, and subscribe to the Facebook, the official Sepang International Circuit Facebook page. You might be watching this there. Do check out some of the other stories as well. So first full course yellow of the season, and we can no longer say that we haven't seen a serious shunt, because we have. Before we went into the safety car, Ken Urata still topping SP1 ahead of Abdul Qatir now in the 23 Motors, number 23. Mohamed Shahrizal Jamaluddin in 3rd in SP1, Chowtek Song in 4th. Hayden Heikel and Adam Khalib's Nisa Racing 85 topping SP2 ahead of Putra Adam with it. And now we're going to get down to the pits, and the Mio is talking to a representative from Yokohama, Mr. Tan. Well, we'll get back to that interview just as soon as we can. So that's the 223 23 Motors MTC car still out there. Good to see. Ronnie Risman now, good to see, back on track as well. There's that number 5 car just behind the 223, but again, really off the pace. Spent a lot of time in the pits, so Ronnie Risman and Saiful Nizam, only 8 laps completed. Our leader currently on 16 laps. And by the way, Alif Hamdan is now back to normal lap times. I think it probably had something to do with the incident. He's back down to 2:33.640. And of course now all the cars lapping a lot slower because they have to. So 11 minutes officially left in the race. As we're just going through the standings, Danny Chin still logged as leading MTC. Natasha Sita should be in the Nisa Racing 58 now. She's in 2nd, so this will be a good podium for them if they can finish it off. That looked like Danny Chin there, just one of the tail enders behind the safety car train. Never really got a good spot to identify where this car had gone off. I thought it was there at turn 5. It's a very fast part of the track. Okay, and I think now we're ready to go back to Mior in the pits, Mr. Tan from Yokohama.
Yes, exactly, Jeev. Sorry about that, a bit of a technical difficulties here, but yeah, I'm together with Mr. Tan right now, the representative from Yokohama, Malaysia. Mr. Tan, again, the collaboration, the support that you're showing being the official partner for Malaysia Championship Series 2021. It's been a long time coming, right? After almost 2 years of waiting.
Yes, it is. We have been waiting for the past 2 years, and we are very excited to be here today.
All right. And of course, this is just, you know, one of the initiatives and one of the support that Yokohama, Malaysia wanting to give to the motorsport world in Malaysia. Going into 2022, obviously a lot of things that are happening. What is your vision? What's your dream moving into 2022 after this?
I hope that we will see more events organized by SIC, and with that in plan, I believe that we will fully support all the events organized by SIC in the future.
There you go, more events from SIC in the future. Jeev, more events for everyone.
That's great news for everyone now that racing has returned. Thanks, Mr. Tan. Thanks, thanks, Mio. And Yokohama, of course, fantastic tyre and the official partner of the MCS and SIC, along with the official fuel partner, BH Petrol, and of course, great support from KBS as well. Those are the people that brought racing back. Right now, of course, racing for the first time since it's come back has had to be put on a full course yellow because of a big shunt to the number 88 car, as we understand it. And I've also heard that the safety car is coming in this lap. So whatever debris that was on the track, and of course the removal of the vehicle itself and checking sure on the condition of the driver, that's been done. The safety car should be coming in, full racing, back to green. Will be after turn 15. The safety car, as you can see now, pulling way ahead of the pack, and is now going to careen off. So remember, from this train, there's only the top 5 cars that are on the 17th lap. Hayden Heichel, Adam Kaleb's Nisa Racing car is the first lap that's on is the first car that's on 16 laps. So it may look like they're all together, but they're not all together. And immediately Alif Hamdan has put the pedal to the metal. He's off. Ken Urata is under fire again from, wow, that was a great move from Ken Urata. I don't know if he intended to do that, but he managed to put some back markers between him and a absolutely steamrolling Abdul Katir that was looking to snatch his second spot straight after the full course yellow. Great move from Ken, and look at that. Now he's got a little bit of space coming up into turn 5. And you can just see how quickly Katir is trying to get through those back markers, as is Shahrizal Jamaluddin. This could play into their favor. Chao-Tek Song also in there. That's all for position. So maybe in the last 6 minutes of this race, we're going to see some changes in SB1. That is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th overall. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in SB1. As Texong has a look on the inside. Not enough. Ken Urata has to play his cards right here. It's a difficult part of the track. 9 and 10 with braking. He's done very well there, kept it nice and to the line. And whatever that 23 Motors car is trying to do, it's being roped in and reeled in, and that is too much for Texong. Spins out rather easily. Thankfully, safely as well. I think he's obviously going to wait for these cars to go past and restart. There he is. But he's now out of that fight with 5 minutes left. You'd have to say it's going to be very difficult for him to catch up. Just a bit too much on that move. Coming down to turn 15, and it really does look like Shahrizal Jamaluddin is going to have a pop. And Abdul Katir, I don't know if he's close enough there. He's not. Let's have a look at Texong. Wow, that looked like a braking problem. Locked up his brakes. Thankfully, held it enough, let the car roll back and off the track. So it was in a safe position. Now, well, this is the move that we knew was going to happen at some point. Shahrizal took a bit of a wild look on the inside. He's lost a bit of ground from doing that. And he definitely looks like he's the faster car right now. I'll just check on that for you. He is by 0.06 of a second He's lapping faster. It looks like he's going to be powering his way through. Both of them at 2:34s. And Ken Hirata is going to be rubbing his hands together with this because it means that he has even more time with Cartier's hands full defending from Charizal to cement that second overall and top of the class. This will be a second win for Ken Hirata, another 15 points, and it will put him on top of the standings if he can stay there. But that is only going to happen if Abdul Cartier does not finish in second. Of course, get another 12 points. So it's all heating up in SP1. We've had some great battles, in fact, over race 1 and 2 as well. And here, Charizal is trying every trick in the book. Let's have a look at that. Well, that looks like Danny Chin that has spun out at turn 15. It is Danny Chin that has spun out at turn 15. That means that his huge lead is going to be cut down as we cut back to this SP1 battle. Ken Hirata now, there you go, they're just leaving your screen. Looks to be in good shape to pick up another 15 points. But this is going to be very important for 23 Motors that they can hold this second spot. They are currently topping the standings with 24 points from 2 seconds yesterday. This would be 36 points if they can keep second. And just as I say it, Empire M Racing trying on the outside, not enough juice. He's going to have to cut back inside. Tries the inside switchback. And it's going to be neck and neck all the way up the straight to see what happens. Who's going to get position and advantage? Oh, he's just edging it. None of them, neither of them want to give any kind of room. Oh, that's really well driven by Abdul Cartier, even though he's opened up the line and let him through for turn 2. He's not going to be able to cut back there. That's some great driving from both drivers. And you'd have to say probably deserved from that number 34 Empire M racing car. Well done. Honda FD2R. Such a versatile chassis. Easy to get tweaked around. Put a big engine in it. And it seems that someone was overtaking under the safety car. That's not going to be seen as good at all. And that incident at turn 6 is under investigation as well. I can tell you it was the number 88 car that was flipped. We still haven't got any concrete information on that yet. We just hope the best for them. 1:19 means we're coming up to the closing lap, the last lap of this race. Race control will let us know exactly when that should be. Should be after this car hits turn 15. Just got confirmation of that. That the final lap of this race will be after this corner. Another good run out for our engineering. And Alif Hamdan, like we think, is going to be happy with the performance this time. 2:29.972 and the best at 2:27.791. So still a shade off the 2:26.953 from yesterday. That's not the fastest lap I've seen, in fact. In the 5 odd years I've been watching Malaysia Championship Series, 2:24 is the fastest lap. So here we are on the last lap. It's going to be another 15 points in the championship and 15 points in the R&D experiment. Alif Hamdan in that number 72 car. So important, of course, to get as much track action as you can, even if it does mean racing solo in a class, because you're going to need to get that car up and running. But look at those numbers. Overall 1 in class 1, 2:29, 2:27. Good run out. Of course, he would have seen through his windows, he's cruising around some of the other challenges that the other competitors have had to go through. Very hot in that car now, just past noon Malaysian time. Not a drop of rain in race 3. Maybe that will be the significant factor that joins the party this afternoon. 4:15 once again, Malaysia time is when race 4 will be turning green. So don't miss that. So with this, Alif Hamdan can add another 15 points. Gives him a 38-point haul, just 2 firsts and a 4th. That's Ken Urata, is going to be going up to 30 points, but as I said, if Abdul Qadir can finish in class second, or even just a finish, then he should keep his position at the top of the standings. So 1 corner left for Alif Hamdan. And in that beautifully balanced car, it's taken perfectly. There's the checkered flag. Second win out of 3 for R Engineering in touring production. Another victory lap that R Engineering HMRT Civic FC. Now, a little way behind him, that is Ken Urata. Second win out of 3 for him as well. It's going to take him up to 30 points in the standings. He finishes. Empire M Racing come in 3rd. Qatir comes in 4th. Which means 8 points for him. So he's still, by the smallest margin, going to be leading that SP1 category. And looks like Eddie Liu. No, in fact, that's Adam Khalid, 85. Less incidents for him, but you'd probably be happy with that. So 6th overall, and 1st in SP2. Well done to them. As we get the finishes in the end, Ken Urata, Shazul Hisham Harun and Charizal Jamaluddin in 2nd, Qatir and Baron Sim in 3rd, Chowtek Song in 4th, that's SP1. Aidan Heichel, Adam Khalid topping SP2, Putra Adam with another brilliant 2nd spot in SP2, Imran Wafi Adnan in 3rd. MTC, Danny Chin did win in the end. And Nurul Husna, Natasha Sita will be on the podium. We're looking for that. It's their first race in MTC, and they've got a podium from it. Abdul Mikhail and Abu Bakr Banafi in 3rd in MTC. Well, a race full of incident, no doubt. And a lot of serious incidents, a couple of serious incidents as well. Now, very interesting situation developing in SP1, because that number 23 car that finished 4th will get 8 points and still be at the top of the standings, is under investigation by race control for overtaking under the safety car. Exactly what I said you shouldn't do, they did. There could be a sizable penalty from that, which will either affect them now or it will affect them in race 4. So really is, so many primers have just made this afternoon's race absolutely critical, not just for the day but also for the championship as well, in all 4 classes. So don't miss it, 4:15 p.m. today. Not much time before that race for the likes of Tedco Racing to get that Suzuki Swift number 6 ready for Leona Chin. Mitchell Chow also hoping that 23 Motors will be able to fix whatever damage happened in that early incident for the 4:15 race. I don't think we're going to be seeing the number 88 Keynote Motorsport car. So a full set of finishes. Do stick around. Of course, the podium presentation for all 4 classes will be in effect. We'll be starting with MTC. Should go to Touring Production SP1 and SP2. And of course, a lot of these drivers, because of that pressure I was just talking about, are going to want that podium ceremony to go very, very quickly indeed, so they can get back to the business of fixing these cars up and getting them ready for top speed at 4:15 this afternoon. Into Parc Fermé and into scrutineering. Everyone is going to get their cars checked out. So, performers for today. Well, Ken Urata again, of course, second win out of 3. Let's have a look at the full results. So this is Touring Production, of course. Alif Hamdan, 1:02.04. Yeah, good run out, definitely. Didn't get his fastest lap, but there's always another race this afternoon for that. In SP1, this was the big fight. Ken Urata with another great win. Hisham and Jamaluddin coming in with a second spot. That is huge in terms of points. Katir Baransim in 3rd, Chautek Song in 4th. In S Production 2, well, that's an important win also for Heikel and Khalid from Nisa Racing. Putra Adam with a fantastic second spot. Imran Wafi in 3rd. Amir Harris Jeffrey with a creditable 4th. Noor Adlin Kifli Afwan in 5th. Chai Kok Ho, Chu Sin Yong in 6th. Eddie Liu in 7th with partner William Ho. Aswan Zulkifli and Sharina Ramli in 8th. Noor Adi and Mohamed Farik in 9th. And Mitchell Chia and Adi Rahimi right at the bottom because, of course, they had to retire. And in MTC, well, Danny Chin there with another great win. Nurul Husna and Zasha Sita, they only just came into MTC, silver. Abdul Mikhail and Abu Bakr Banafi in 3rd. Ronnie Risman with a good 4th. Leona Chin looking for better days this afternoon. DNF right at the start. So as these cars get themselves into Parc Fermé for real, they will be cordoned off, of course, at the back of the track for inspection. The drivers will be getting themselves ready for that podium presentation as well. What a first race. So many races so quickly. I thought for a second it was going to be race 2. This is, of course, race 3. So we will be back with that podium presentation just as soon as possible. Right now we're going to take a break. Stay with us on the official live stream of the Sepang International Circuit.
Stability, grip, quietness. Only one tire can satisfy drivers who demand true performance. Advan. Life can be exciting. Yokohama Tire.
Welcome to the Malaysian Motorcycle Grand Prix, and as you can see, it's a huge crowd, a sea of yellow and blue, most of them supporting Valentino Rossi this weekend. Also, we have our local riders, a huge event. Tickets have been sold out. Malaysian MotoGP!
Go Jack! Go Jack! Up Jared, you can do it!
Control by Vinales. Check the flag end out. Vinales is victorious. It's Mavericks Malaysia. moment you stop running, the moment you stop fighting, is the day you lose it. That dream is not going to wait and say take a breather. It's going to say come catch me. Catch me if you can.
Yokohama.
Welcome to the Sepang International Circuit, and of course this is the Shell Malaysia Motorcycle Grand Prix. As you can see, people are starting to walk into the Welcome Center. We have about 100 over vendors here today. It's going to be an awesome weekend here at Sepang Circuit.
Okay guys, hari ni keadaan sini sungguh meriah saya tengok dan saya doakan yang terbaik semua pembalap termasuk Malaysia, ada Podium, Kit, Syarin dan semua yang terlibat lah.
Malaysiaの皆さん、お越しに日本から来ました。お越しに楽しんでます。イエーイ。
Stability, grip, quietness. Only one tire can satisfy drivers who demand true performance. Advan. Life can be exciting. Yokohama Tire.
Welcome back to the official live stream of the Sepang International Circuit. Race 3 is completed, and there was a lot of incidents in it as well. Let's have a look back at what happened in Race 3. While it was a clear start for SP1 and Touring Production, but there would be incidents at Turn 1. Look at the back there with the MTC and SP2 cars. And more importantly, just look at Mitchell Chia cutting in on the inside. There he is. He now takes a straight line and finds Leona Chin there. Both cars had to retire. Some great reaction stuff from the rest of the pack as well. Leona would not get out that gravel pit. Mitchell Chia would have to retire a little bit later on. Two big names in MTC and SB2 out in Turn 1. That was a high impact incident as well. We're hoping they can get their cars ready for Race 4 this afternoon. As for the rest of the race, well, it was very close here from Imran Wafiadnan and his partner Najay Ajad from DNT Tune did very well. Alif Hamdan with another pretty clear run. No sizable problems. They fixed whatever problems they had, slowing down in the end of round 1. And this was these Honda Jazzers just dicing for position in at turn 15. That was Ronnie Risman who would end up with another position. This was the 23 Motors car that everybody was trying to chase, and that was a big fight between Empire M Racing and 23 Motors. This was another Empire M Racing car with a hot sun. This first race, that number 34 car went well, but that was the big news, and great to see driver getting out of that car. Complete flip, that number 88 Kino Motorsport car. That should have been Noor Ali, Noor Arif. Safely, thankfully, got out of that. The safety car was then seen for the last 15 minutes and left about 6 minutes of racing after that. And though there were a couple of changes in that time, in the end, it would be another outright win for Alif Hamdan. This was Chow Taek Song just pushing it a bit too hard, coming into the second half of the track. Safely got out the way for the rest of the cars. And Danny Chin also had a bit of a spill on turn 15, but was so far ahead that it didn't affect his final finish, which was another win for him. Ken Urata with a second win out of 3 in SP1, a second overall, so probably the best performer of the morning. But now, just before we get to the podium, as you can see, they're getting ready for that. I can tell you that in SP1, It's Abdul Katir and Baron Sim still leading that classification with 34 points. Ken Urata up to 30 points now, so he's closed that gap up. Chao Tek Song is in third with 28 points, and Empire M Racing and Shazul Hisham Harun fourth on 27 points. In MTC, it is really, really close because Ronnie Risman is now on 32 points when leading that class. Welcome back to the official live stream of the Sepang International Circuit. As you can see, it's podium time here at the track now that we've completed round 2, race 3. The first half, round 2.
Now is the podium ceremony for Malaysia Championship Series 2021, round 2, race 3. We will start with the touring production category. Please welcome all the winners to the podium. The winner for the touring production category, car number 72, R Engineering HMRT, Alif Hamdan.
Another tough race for Alif Hamdan.
And we would like to invite Mr. Jason Chow, Assistant Sales Manager, YHI Marketing Malaysia Sdn Bhd, to join the winner for a duo photo. All right. Once again. Thank you, Mr. Jason, and congratulations to Alif Hamdan.
Now we get to hear from Alif.
Alif, once again on the podium. Granted, have you achieved your personal best, at least for the laps that you have been running for race 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going back to yesterday, after we broke the part, we slowly sort of brought down the pace, and today, just to double check our work was good enough, we slowly upped the pace. And I think we managed the 27.9 at the end, so it's also way hotter than it's ever been, so we've gone the fastest. So I think that shows the reliability, and what we've done is gone forward, so that's good.
All right, congratulations one more time. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Great stuff from Alif Hamdan. MTC is the next class up on the podium.
And now for the Malaysian Touring Car category. Please welcome all the winners to the podium. In third place, car number 223, 23 Motors, Abdul Mikhail and Abu Bakar Banafi.
Another great performance.
Second place, car number 58, Niza Racing, Nurul Husna and Natasha Sita.
Well, that's great view. Congratulations.
And the winner of the MTC category, car number 99, Chin Hua Lip.
And Danny Chin gets his second win out of 3.
We would now like to invite once again Mr. Jason Chow, Assistant Sales Manager, YHI Marketing Malaysia Sdn Bhd, to join the winners for a group photo. Thank you, Mr. Jason, and congratulations once again to all the winners.
There's the group photo. And soon we will get to hear from the winner, Danny Chin.
All right, then it's another win in race number 3. Definitely a bit of a momentum that you're carrying now.
Yeah.
Definitely you want to follow through with race 4, right?
That one, I think I have problem because the last second lap, I hit by car at 45, and then my cut element totally out. Luckily, I can finish the race. Then you'll be happy. Then hopefully later I will try to fight to podium. And this is what I can say. Okay, very happy for today's. Just now also have a good start. Okay, thank you.
Okay, congratulations. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Mio. Great to hear from Danny, and another person that actually had a couple of challenges near the end of that race, and we wish them the best for race 4 later on this afternoon.
Is the S Production 1 category.
SP1.
Please welcome all the winners to the podium. In third place, car number 23, 23 Motors, Abdul Kate and Baron Sim.
Katir and Sim getting another 10 points, which they really needed to keep them on top of the standings in SP1. What an important third spot that
Second
was.
place, car number 34, Shazul Hisham Harun and Muhammad Shah Rizal Jamaluddin.
Another great performance from Empire M Racing.
And the winner for the SP1 category, car number 55, RWX Ken Urata.
2 wins out of 3 for Ken. Can he make it 3 out of 4 this afternoon?
Once again, it is my honor to invite Mr. Jason Chow, Assistant Sales Manager, Wahisha Marketing Malaysia, to join the winners for a group photo. Thank you, Mr. Jason, and congratulations once again to all the winners.
Make sure it's a socially distanced photo. Great to see the compliance rate there for SOPs. And let's now hear from Ken.
All right, Ken. Also a bit of momentum yesterday with the podium first win, and today the start of race number 3 with the win as well. You must be very happy.
Yeah, really happy. When I was start to make my gap past the stint, and we keep my gap. But I continued the second stint, safety procedure, and last 2 laps, really hard push, and then get my podium. Thank you for team crew. Such a great call. Let's race another race to win.
All right. Congratulations, Ken. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done to Ken, and love to see the confidence in that team. Looking forward to seeing them this afternoon. SP2 is next.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the S Production 2 category. In third place, car number 60, DNT Tune, Imran Wafi Adnan and Raji Ayad.
Another good race from Imran Wafi and DNT Tune. Another podium.
Second place, car number 25, R Engineering HMRT, Putra Adam.
Wow, 2 second places in a row. Could this be a run? Pushing himself up the standings in SP2.
And the winner for the SP2 category, car number 85, Miza Racing, Hayden Haikal and Adam Khalid.
Well, this is almost another dynamic duo here. Hayden Haikal and Adam Khalid. Now moved into second place in the standings.
And once again, it is my honor to invite Mr. Jason Chow, Assistant Sales Manager, YHI Marketing Malaysia, to join the winners for a group photo. All right, thank you, Mr. Jason, and congratulations once again to all the winners.
And now I'm sure we're going to hear from Hayden and Adam and what it's like to be closing up on top spot in that class.
definitely a great start to the morning. Great race you guys actually ran. So how's it feeling right now?
Crazy, you know, because we started without any practice, and you know, it was very last minute, but I know somehow we pulled it off. We have a good driver lineup, me and Adam, and yeah, we controlled the race.
So Adam, obviously a bit of a replay that you want to replicate later for race 4?
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. The team did a really good job setting the car up, especially after yesterday's incident. So yeah, I mean, like Hayden was saying, it's a good driver lineup between the two of us, and the team did a spectacular job. So looking forward for the next one.
All right, congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Thanks a lot for that, Mio. And I'm telling you one thing, Hayden Heikel and Adam Khalid will have a chance to actually take charge of that entire class later on this afternoon. Second race for the day coming up at 4:15, so mark it down your calendars. That's round 2, race 4. Right now, we're going to take a break before then. Thanks for joining us on the official live stream of the Sepang International Circuit. We'll see you later this afternoon.